What's up, everyone? Those of you who are old and boring will potentially be like, the sky. But I say, it's China's cell phone industry. While it may be true that some of them really do copy things a lot, we can't really deny the fact that they do it well. On the right, we have Oppo's latest, the Find X9 Pro, and on the left stands Vivo's latest, the X300 Pro. And what we're going to be doing today is only the most important kind of testing, a performance and stability review. And it should always start and end with a temperature check. So on the Vivo, we got about 27. Whoops, what was that? Probably my finger. Yeah, 27 on the back, 27 on the front. And for the Oppo, it's going to be about the same. Yeah, 27 on the back and 27 or 8-ish on the front. And it goes without saying that we are going to be starting with 3D Mark's Wildlife Extreme Stress Test, of course, because that's the only unrealistic but actually useful kind of stress test out there. All right, so without further ado, and before the phones get any hotter, we're going to get right to it. See you in a bit. Alright, so we're done, and boy am I surprised. This is a lot worse than I saw coming. So, first of all, let's just do a quick temperature check before anything. That's around 43 on the back for the Oppo. About the same on the front. I'm just trying to do this as quickly as possible before they start cooling down. 43 on the back for the Vivo. 43 on the front as well. Now the temperature's out of the way, let's take a look at those scores because they're a lot worse than I expected. So on the left for the Vivo, we got 7,000 for the best loop score and about exactly half of that for our lowest loop score. And that gives us a 50% stability score, which is honestly below average. Again, I did not see that coming. I thought it would perform a lot better than this, but here we are. And in terms of battery, we went down from 97 to 88. That's 9% right there. And in terms of frame rate, we got a minimum of 14 and a maximum of 51 frames per second. Moving on to the Oppo now, and this is where things get interesting. Just look at those numbers. This is, quite frankly, very surprising. 25% for stability? That's not even below average anymore. That's just plain bad. I'm not really sure what's going on with Oppo. It might get better with a few updates, but then again, it might not. And in terms of battery, we went down from 94 to 85. Again, that's 9%, but our frame rate is just, again, bad, with a minimum of 5 and a maximum of 47 frames per second. Now, generally speaking, considering the fact that both of these phones are quite new in the market, and so is their processor, an overall state of instability in performance is kind of expected. I'll give them that. But then again, going back to the numbers up there, and especially considering the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max's respectable 71% stability, these are just rookie numbers. Now, I'm going to give these lazy boys a little bit of a break. I'm going to give them a couple minutes to cool down a little. And then we're going to move on to our gaming test to see if 3D Mark's unrealistic pressure actually reflects anything in real life. Alright, that's enough cooling down. It's been a few minutes. And on the left, we got back down to 31. About the same on the front. And for the Oppo, it's going to be 32 on the back and 32 on the front. I'm going to play a bit of Delta Force on both phones. And again, I'm not going to just run the games and leave them be. I'm going to get to them one by one in order to conduct my little review as realistically as possible. Starting off with the Oppo. Let's get right to it with Delta Force. All right, so it's been slightly over 30 minutes. It's been 31 approximately, and I just left the battle because I decided I didn't really need to finish the game if I've played for long enough. In terms of battery, we started at 84%. Now we're sitting at 77%. So that's 7%. And in terms of graphics settings, I've been playing at the maximum settings that the game allows at the moment, since the processor is new and there really isn't much support for it. So I've been playing at 90 frames per second at exquisite, the rest of it as such. And then I did also enable the built-in refresh rate monitor. I'm going to explain this again if you're new to the channel. So I know there are apps that are professionally designed to monitor refresh rate, like PerfDog and whatnot. I'm aware, and I still don't use them. Because, for instance, if there is a drop from 90 frames per second to like 89 or 88 or even 87, that's not really a dip or a noticeable drop. So I've decided I'm just going to ignore those and focus on actual dips. So like from 90 to 60 or 45, if there is any, which in this case there wasn't. We were doing a solid 90 all throughout the gameplay. And then in terms of temperature, of course, we're going to do a quick check. 37 on the back. That's not bad, really. 25 on the edges. That's very good. And then on the front, same as the back. That's or slightly higher, 37, 38. So that's it. I would say the performance has been satisfactory up to now. And so now we're going to be moving on to the Vivo. All right, so the Vivo has been sitting rather comfortably aside all this while. Let's just do a quick temperature check. It should be really cool. 26 on the back. 27 on the front. 25 on the edges. I did enable the refresh rate monitor as well. In terms of battery, we're starting at 87%. And of course, we're going to be doing the exact same thing as we did on the Oppo, and that's 30 minutes of gameplay on the maximum settings that the game allows us to do. And that's as follows. All right, so let's get right to it. All right, so same thing happened. I had to leave the match because it was already well over 30 minutes, 31 and a half or so. Before anything, let's just do a quick temperature check. Wow, that's impressive. 30, or not so much maybe. 37, 36 on the back. Yeah, that's not bad at all. 37 on the front as well. And 24 on the edges. So there goes temperature. As for battery, we did start at 87%. It's 78 now, so that's 9%. And then as for the frame rate, I'm not sure if you noticed in the time lapse, but it kept jumping back and forth between 120 and 60. Now that definitely was not a dip or a drop in the frame rate or whatever, because it happened like 2 or 3 times in a single second. I didn't see a single instance where it showed 90, almost like it hadn't even been defined for it. But it definitely was an absolutely smooth gameplay. I did not notice any drops in the frame rate or decrease in the performance or whatever. So there goes the Vivo as well. Now I'll be bringing back my Oppo for a little bit of Wuthering Waves. All right, so we're ready for it. We're sitting at 69% for battery. And then in terms of settings, let me just quickly show it to you. So everything, as you can see, is set all the way to the max, except for what do you call it? Auto FPS, that's off because we don't like that. But everything else is on and set all the way up to the max. And in terms of temperature, it's a little warm because I did have to download and set up the game and everything. So that's why it wasn't just sitting around. So it's going to be 34 or 35 on the back and 35 or 36 on the front as well. So that's our starting point. In terms of gaming tools, we do have quite a bunch of them. Nothing out of the ordinary, though, these days. including, what do you call it, bypass charging. I know a lot of people like that, so you get that as well. And then, of course, you can set it to power saving, balanced, or pro gamer. But we definitely want to do balanced in our case. All right, let's get right to it now. All right, so it's been 16 minutes now, slightly more. Let's do our quick temperature check. That's 39 or 40 on the front. 38 or 39 on the back. So temperature-wise, we're definitely doing okay, more than okay actually. But in terms of performance, it's smooth, definitely, as you can see, but I wouldn't say it's the smoothest experience. Again, what I'm looking for in these tests are throttles and like actual dips, and none of that happened. But then again, it's not really the smoothest or the most pleasant experience that I've had with this game. So there's that. And battery-wise, we are now at 64%. And now it's the Vivo's turn to show off its performance. All right, so again, the Vivo has been chilling all this time. Battery-wise, we're at 77%. And then temperature-wise, it's going to be about 30 on the front and 27 on the back. In terms of in-game tools, gaming tools, we got all the usual, which are actually pretty similar to those on the Oppo, including bypass charging. And then those are the rest of it. And as for our performance panel, it's going to be quite similar again. So there's that. All right, so we're in game. Let's just take a quick look at our graphics settings. Everything is going to be as such, set to the max all the way up, excluding auto FPS. And we are going to get right to it. Okay, so we're done with the gameplay. It's been well over 20 minutes, 23 actually. But before I talk about it, let's just do a quick temperature check. It does feel really hot to the touch. Yeah, 45, 46 almost on the front. And a little less on the back, 40, 43 at some spots. Yeah, so that's the temperature, and for battery, we're at 64 now. Now, in terms of performance, it did feel a lot smoother than the Oppo for some reason. Neither of them showed any dip or throttling at all, but the overall experience of the gameplay, you know, just like running and jumping and dashing about, it did feel a lot better than on the Oppo for some reason. If I had used an actual FPS monitor, I'm pretty sure there would have been a difference of like 10 or possibly even more frames. That's how it felt. It was a lot smoother and a lot more pleasant on the Vivo. But I mean, it did get significantly hotter. So my take on this whole thing is that Oppo seems to be adopting rather strict and aggressive strategies towards heat management and efficiency, of course. And it definitely does seem to be working, only when you compare it against other phones. And what I mean by that is, like, when it comes, for instance, to battery life, as you can see, I've been able to get like almost 2 entire days. That's like 48 hours almost, while having 21% left. And that's all while doing almost 7 hours, about 7 hours. I'm saying 7 because part of it was before I recharged the phone. So that's like 6.5 or like almost 7 hours of screen on time, and still 21% left after 2 entire days. So that is definitely impressive. But then again, let's not forget 2 things. First of all, both of these phones lost about the same amount of battery life in our gaming test. And second of all, the Oppo comes with a 7500 milliamp battery, while the Vivo only has 6510. That's significantly less. But both of them perform about the same when it comes to battery life. The only thing where the Oppo is obviously better than the Vivo is heat management, but the cost of it is a huge performance loss. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for my future videos, including one about the one and only OnePlus 15 that's launching today. Alright, until the next one, peace out.